Good morning, afternoon, nighttime, Random County. Welcome to another episode of the Random Roulette Podcast. I am your host, the Cat's Pajamas, and I am joined by the ever spooky Suki.
Cat's pajamas, huh? Where did that even come from? Cat's pajamas.
I don't know. I feel like we could do like a whole like old-timey sayings episode.
Probably. To be honest. Do you have a whole bag of shit?
I do have a whole bag of shit. Well, whenever I come over to do the recording, most of the time I'll ask, "Hey, do you need me to pick up anything on the since you live out in the middle of nowhere?"
I don't. I live like.
You live in
I live like 2 minutes from the nearest store.
Far away castle. And so I was like, "Hey, do you want me to pick up something?" And he said, "Yeah, pick up snacks." And I'm like, "Well, sweet or salty?" So I got both. So here's some dried pineapple.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I didn't know if that was going to be enough or cool enough, so I also got some dried mango.
Oh, hell yeah. Even better.
And then I also got some haichu.
Oh, man.
And then I was like, well, what if she, just wants to pig out? So then I also got you a little strawberry
Holy
shortcake.
shit. Jesus Christ. All right, we got
We got the snacks.
We got all the snacks, but I can't have any until next episode, maybe?
Oh, yeah.
I was going to eat in between. Because we record 2 episodes in one sitting, if you haven't noticed that.
Well, we haven't done that in a while.
That's fair.
Well, especially with the way that we want to do Arcane.
Yeah, that kind of threw a wrench in how we usually do things.
But actually,
that was the old style of what we used to do. I have to sneeze.
Mute your mic. You need like little mute clickers or something like that.
I don't think this even has a mute on it at all.
You can just cancel the channel.
Yeah, you just turn it all the way down, but then we gotta find where it goes.
And all of our levels are gonna be off. I was actually talking to Terminator today. She had just finished the Arcane series, listening to us.
Oh, listening, okay. Yeah. I was like, watching? Listening? Who knows?
Yeah. No, she was like, she agreed with a couple things. She's like, yeah, it kind of sucks that the series is over. I was like, oh, well, there's probably going to be a new one, like that they teased it.
Did she also think that she's not dead?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't... Okay, so the whole thing's up for interpretation, but I do think my stance may have changed a little bit because at the end when Caitlin and Vi are like together, I thought they were on that airship. No, they're at Caitlin's house.
Oh, what's the airship? Whose airship is that then?
It's Jinx's.
Oh.
She's leaving. And there's a few reasons. Okay, so
is it?
When Jinx pulls the pen on the grenade and blows up her and Vander, there's like a 3-frame like pink streak that goes off the edge of the screen, and that's her using her shimmer speed. It's also one of her abilities.
Ah.
And then of course there's the looking at the shaft and all the ventilation stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to get out. The first line that Powder says, she's looking at an airship and says, "I'm going to fly that someday," and that's the exact same airship that's leaving at the end of the series. Oh no shit! And like Jinx's influence on things always comes up as like the scratch marks.
Yeah.
The end is written in her scratch marks because she's writing the end.
All right.
Now, how does it work within the lore of the story? It's like, well, no, she has to die because like if she continues, then there'll just be more and more killing. No, because Silco told her she needs to escape.
Yeah.
And then there won't be any more death. There won't be any more killing. She has to take herself out. So she's leaving to just fuck off and not be ever seen again.
Yeah. Yep.
So I was like, okay, yeah, that works.
See, I told you. Told you she wasn't
Yeah,
dead.
but you didn't convince me.
Well, you suck.
Well, no, I'm just stubborn and dumb sometimes.
All right, so I've got news and things. Where are they?
Oh, so the astronauts that came back, as we talked about last episode.
Yeah, I did have a little footnote about that.
I saw some, just short video person referring to her as Queen Dr. Space.
Yeah, Dr. Lady Space.
Yeah.
And yeah, I thought it was hilarious that her husband hugged her co-pilot first. It's like, oh.
Just like,
God damn.
The most bombastic side eye.
That's gotta hurt.
No, okay, so first off, if I was that husband, that's the exact joke that I would play.
Like, you did so well, buddy. But you had to do all that time with her.
But that'd also be like kind of like a little bit of like broness about like, hey, yeah, thanks for taking care of my wife while she was away.
Yeah. I'm sure she was probably hugging the kids first.
Yeah. But yeah, I find that absolutely hilarious that you didn't even hug me. All right.
Like, all right. Okay, so I don't remember which episode it was. We were talking about the pyramids a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I just wanted to note a little bit on the vastness of how old these are,
Yeah.
by the way. So, obviously, you're the one about Cleopatra.
Yeah, and
being-
she's closer to JFK than, yeah.
No, she's closer to making a TikTok video than she is to the building of the pyramids.
Well, there's only 50 years between JFK and TikTok.
Yeah, that's a little bit. We are closer to what we think of as the Romans being old. So yeah, we are closer to Augustus and the Rax Roman. Dax Roman? Pax Roman?
Pax Romana.
Help if I could read my handwriting.
Well, it's also in Latin, so.
And so, you know, the good old guy, Pythagoras.
Yes. Apparently he's a fucking nut job.
So the pyramids were built 14,000 years before Pythagoras visited and figured out Pythagoras' theorem.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, there you go. That's the real kicker. So I was like, holy shit.
I can't even fathom.
So those ancient Egyptians already knew his theory before he did.
He was just first write it down.
Yeah.
First to write it down and for us to remember.
Rediscover it,
Yeah.
which is probably with most things, by the way. Anyway, 1,400 years between those two occurrences.
No, we could actually do an entire, and I probably will, do an
Yeah.
entire episode on the Pythagorean cult.
Oh, there's a cult?
Oh, yeah, dude.
Oh,
no,
man.
He's actually like, yeah.
Yeah, we got to put that on the... Does that go on Spoopy or does that go on Random?
I think, or history.
We got so much shit on history, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, so.
I mean, but it's a cult, so that's automatically
makes it
automatically
spoopy?
spoopy,
Okay.
I think.
Yes, there's that. Don't Google that one. Let us talk to you about it.
Speaking of things we've spoken about before, and is our spoopy. Not really.
What have you done?
So we talked about, this was quite a few more episodes ago, but 9/11 and Twilight leading to the downfall of
Ellen DeGeneres.
So I have some new information about that I didn't know.
This is my favorite series of connected events.
Well, it's not about the 9/11 event or Ellen's show getting canceled this time, but what I did not know was Twilight is a Gerard Way fanfic.
Oh, for real? Well, yeah, I thought that was a connection.
No. When I read it before, it only had pinpointed to the music,
Oh.
not specifically.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so Stephanie Meyer actually was fangirling over Gerard Way.
And she wanted him to play Edward so bad.
Oh my
She
God.
literally begged him, and he was so fuck you about it. That's why they wrote Vampire Money. So that song is saying that basically him saying that he should get the proceeds of Twilight because it's a fanfic about him.
Man. How'd you... okay, so there is an urban legend. I don't know exactly how much truth there is to it because there's secrecy involved in the... oh, crap. What is that movie called? Not Rules of Engagement.
I don't know.
it.
I can't help you.
There's a movie about an estranged lover and like a divorce and like a conspiracy. And apparently it's about the old theater professor from UNK.
What?
It's like, damn it. I have to remember what that is.
What?
Desperate? No. I'm not
I
going to
don't
remember.
know.
But but he never got any like royalties or something. But like the movie is about like his divorce and like his wife like running away with this other guy.
Holy shit.
But like he never got like royalties from it. Like,
Yeah.
how would you feel about like someone writing a story about you and making money off it, but like you not necessarily knowing about it, like,
Yeah. Well,
or not being
I mean,
involved?
He knew about it.
Well, yeah, clearly he made his own money.
Also, that very same year is when they wrote a song for Yoga Gabba Gabba, the Cartoon Network show. And I think like a couple of years later, they actually rewrote one of the songs in Simlish.
Okay, that's actually hilarious.
So yeah, Broadway's a crazy man. He was a successful cartooner at Cartoon Network, and then saw 9/11 and decided, yeah, I'm gonna take a break from my professional job and be an international fucking rock dude.
What did he animate for?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't do that deep a dive into people anymore, because then I'm like, I must be this person, must be this good at everything. So no, I don't know, but people apparently thought, well, like when Umbrella Academy first came out, that they were using Gerard Way for clout.
Well, I mean, celebrity tie-in, I guess.
When he wrote it. Yeah. He's a crazy dude. That whole band is absolutely insane. But yes, there's Gerard Way fanfic is what Twilight is. Which led to the downfall of the Ellen Show.
No, speaking of music, the new Sleep Token song that dropped.
No, don't say, shut the fuck up. I can't listen to it right now because I feel like if I listen to that, I'm going to have a fucking breakdown and need the rest of the album.
You sent me that one video because like the main verse is like, has that weird rhythm with it.
Yeah,
it's like, no, it's just 4/4. The guy breaking the clipboard.
Yeah. So it's got, for all of you out there that are not music people, it has syncopation in it, is what it's called. So the snare drum is a 16th off, and the bass drum is, I think, an eighth off.
Yeah. So it sounds like it's not hitting right.
Yeah, so it kind of sounds like it could be 7/8 time, but it's not. Yeah. It's beautiful. And I've restrained myself such far of listening to any more of it. Just because I had heard people bitch about that. They're like, what time is this? Like, what is this? What is happening? What time is this?
People actually...
It's like people that don't know shit fuck about music, so it's okay. Like, they're dumb. It's fine. They get a pass. But...
Well, I feel like... Okay, so... Technically, music is just mathematics.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, it's a way to, like, divide stuff up, but you can put any time signature on any song and make it work.
Yeah.
I mean, but I'm not, like, a music theorist, and someone will say, it's like, well, no, you can't actually. It's like, well,
no. You can. Don't let them lie to you. It might not sound quite right, and, like, it should, but you can make anything sound like anytime. It's fine. Or tempo. You change the tempo and shit, and it just tweaks it.
Most rock music is written in 4/4.
Yeah.
But you can also make it 6/8.
Yeah.
Because it maths out.
Yeah.
And also, what's the difference between 6/8 and 3/4?
There is an actual difference between there. So it's the note amount that you can use is different for that at least.
It's all for rhythm.
So you have to use like dotted quarter notes and shit like that. Yeah. But
like you can annotate any sheet of music to make it into whatever time signature you want.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I never really got that part of music theory, like the actual like mathematical part of it, because like my math brain works different than music math.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem like it should work the same either. Like the math brain and the music brain should not.
It's also probably why I'm not good at learning music, because I can't give enough fucks about the fundamentals.
Oh no, because I don't give a shit about some of that stuff either. I don't know. It's an adventure.
Listen, I guess if you're like a drummer, then it's like the only thing you really
care about. Like the drummers give a shit. They do give a shit. Because our drummer was like, you better have everything in twos or you can go fuck yourself, basically. I was like, all right, sir, I can do that. We can make that work. Everything in twos.
What else do you have?
I have... Albania's government has banned TikTok for a year.
Albania mania. Hey, we're not the only ones. Well, I mean, they banned it for a year. We banned it for what, 12 hours?
Yeah, if even that. I don't even know. This one is fun and dandy. This is a piece of history. A snail woke up after 5 years, glued to a museum card.
Oh, no. It wasn't dead.
So, yeah, they collected this poor snail from the Egyptian desert, and by the time he arrived at the museum, they thought he was dead. Wow. So they just...
No food, no water for years.
So they just pasted him to a card and was like, all right, buddy. There you are. I don't know if they checked in the shell to see if he was in there or if they were just like, oh, he must have died and fell out of the shell, because sometimes that happens. But they pasted him to the card. And it was fine and dandy for about 5 years. And then they must have upped the moisture in the air in the museum. Oh. And he started slithering away. They were like, oh. So then they like rehydrated him fully. And then he was a local celebrity. Like, what a life to be a snail in the desert and just trolling around. Have some dude pick you up. Then you're like, okay, well, I'm in a box now, so I better take a nap. And then you wake up from your nap, and just in the middle of a museum. That had to be quite the experience for poor little snail dude.
Well, it's not. Oh, what's his name? Something that the left-hand. Is it Larry the left-handed snail? Or is his shell like his shell spiral? You know, it's shell spiral.
Oh yeah,
but it spirals on the other side.
Yeah,
and because of that, like he can't have a mate.
Yep.
And I think he's like an endangered species, something like that. And so they managed to, like, you know, wherever he's native to, that they scoured and they found 2 snails. Like, okay, well, we'll put all 3 of these together and maybe eventually someday, because like not only
more
can
snails. Yeah.
Well, Larry was a guy, and they thought they found 2 female snails, but it turns out that the 2 snails were male and female, and they both fucked off together.
No. Poor Larry, all alone. I mean, you think you wouldn't want to try to breed a incorrect snail, but
maybe.
I guess if they're all dying, who cares?
Well, I don't know if it's like just like to prevent. Well, it's very, this is wrong, arcane. The very standard way of the mutation must persist. I don't know. Like, there's research to be done there.
I suppose. I don't know. All right, I gotta check my stuff off so I don't
say the same thing again. I have another spoopy topic that we might want to talk about, which I randomly discovered that I'm like, okay.
Okay.
So one of the deadliest tornadoes in United States history was the Joplin, Missouri tornado.
Yes.
And like it caused like billions of dollars worth of damage and like hundreds of people died. But a lot of the children from that area, the ones that survived, and most of them like, you know, pretty much unscathed, they all have stories of seeing butterfly people. Like,
what? This isn't like they met up on the internet and was like, hey, let's.
No, these are like 6, 7-year-old, like, these are children. These aren't like teenagers that, like, you know, that thing. But I mean, there's like a story of this mom and this child, like they're in a car driving down the street and the tornado's coming, and she pulls over, gets out of the car, and like tries to hide under an awning of like a building or something like that. And then like the tornado picks up their car and like flings like right in front of them and like barely misses. And she goes, and the little daughter goes, "Wasn't that cool?" It's like, "Oh my god, you know, it's hysterical." It's like, "No, the butterfly people saved us." It's like, what? So there's more to the story, and I kind of want to like dig into it.
Fair enough.
Because it could be just like a modern version of mass hysteria, but
maybe it was Mothman.
No, he's from West Virginia.
Well, you know, maybe he made a trip.
It's like, this will mess with him.
He's like, I can feel a storm brewing over there. Better go save some small children.
Missouri is from like West Virginia and Maryland.
He's got wings. Who gives a shit?
Very true. Put forth a compelling argument.
He's got wings. I don't know what he eats, though. Does he eat children? Maybe that's why he saved the children, so he can eat them later.
Nice little snack. God.
Maybe that's his summer getaway is Missouri. I don't know why you'd go there.
Different colored ink in this thing, but maybe it's the same.
Did you change it?
Yeah, because it ran out.
Oh.
Anyway, what else do you have?
I don't want to use up all I have.
Oh, shit. Well, in local news, it was Baba Yaga's birthday this last weekend.
Oh, yeah.
It was also Auntie Karen's birthday this last weekend.
Yes, we went bowling.
Yes. And I went VRing, and it was great.
I have no interest in VRing.
No. It's a lot of fun. I like it because it's reason to be loud and screaming with my friends. That's my favorite thing to do.
That's not very convincing for me.
Oh.
I think I hear that enough from all of you. All of the screams.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of forgot about bowling. Also, your win was absolute bullshit.
What do you mean my win was absolute bullshit?
For bowling.
I won?
Yeah, dude, you got 82. And I got 78.
Oh, we were fighting me.
It was such fucking bullshit.
I don't even remember.
You dicked around the entire time and then somehow pulled it out of your ass. I was like,
that's what I do. Yeah.
Such bullshit.
Yeah.
It was fun, though. I kind of forgot how enjoyable bowling is.
Yeah. No, it's the reason to hang out with your friends. It's great. Yeah, that night went.
Oh yeah, did you get home okay, buddy?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because it rained and I was on the mosquito. But yeah, it was fine.
You guys stay up late after we left?
Yeah, me and New Kid.
Oh, just the two of you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, did Windy Boy go home? Did he go home?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's okay. He came out the next day.
It's usually the three of you guys.
Yeah.
Staying up late and doing dumb shit.
I think Windy Boy had to do like cows or something the next day. But yeah, we went pretty late and I was kind of dead all Saturday. But that didn't stop me from the second party, which was Bobby Yaga's, which is absolutely hilarious. She is straight up in her villain arc.
Good for her.
She is fresh. She is 30 and just ran all the way out of all of her fucks. And yeah, it was awesome. She had a whole journal where everyone was like writing stuff in it all night. It was great.
Oh shit, that's cool.
It's like whenever someone said something stupid, we just write it.
Yeah, I'd love to go to one of her parties at some point.
Yeah,
because I think that would be pretty fun, and we got to get on pretty well.
Yeah, we went. Where did we start? Well, me and New Kid started at District because we needed food, so I got burgers.
Of course.
But then we started at the A Bar.
The A's got good shit too. Yeah. Have you ever had their ice cream that's on the salt block?
What?
Oh my god, it's so good.
I've only ever gotten like martinis there.
Well, you have boogered up because they have. I guess I don't know if they do it anymore. I would assume they still
have like they have like a little small kitchen.
Yeah, but like ice cream on a salt block.
Yeah,
that is kind of a weird. It was good though when they had it. If they don't have it anymore, I would definitely recommend it. Go harass them about it enough, and maybe they'll carry it again. But yeah, next time you go, get the ice cream on the salt if they got it. But yeah, they usually have like fun martinis and cocktails and stuff there too.
I was whenever I go to the A Bar, I always get a martini. I don't like martinis, and I always get a dirty martini, and I don't like olives.
So why?
Because it's the fancy thing to get, and that's the fanciest bar.
That's not even the fanciest thing to get. You lose.
Well, I'm not gonna get like a Manhattan.
Well, no, but you could get like smoked, whatever.
I guess
booze of choice that you got.
I've had whiskey there.
Yeah, they got a lot of good whiskeys and stuff, and gins. They got a lot of good gins too.
But oh my god.
What did you do? What did you do?
So I wore a specific shirt all night.
Oh, right. Yep.
And a specific hat to go with it.
I know of the shirt. What hat did you wear?
It just says #lewd.
No, that makes sense.
So I'm sitting there on a bar stool at the A Bar, the fancy bar, and I'm wearing a lewd hat and a lewd shirt.
You know, they're not even that like fancy though. Like they're pretty laid back and stuff there.
No, but like the air of it, like
no, yeah, like nice. Every time we're in there, it's just a bunch of fucking.
Okay, it's not the Mint.
It's a bunch of hooligans in there, all the time.
Very, very
so
true.
Like, I don't know why you keep saying it's fancy.
No, like the package is presented in, as opposed to like the Mint.
Yeah, but the Mint is the most dive bar of dive bars. You can't compare any. The only other bar that you could compare to the Mint is like if they had just had an outhouse. That would be more dive than the Mint. The Mint is the most of dive bars.
I'm pretty sure there's plenty of shit and piss in the alley behind them.
Yeah, like you can't compare any bar to the worst bar.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Any bar above that is good.
I guess 411 is kind of like the most like fancy pants. Like
no,
yes.
The most yes place in town is Black Cow Fat Pig.
Oh yeah.
That's the most pinky uptown place in town. So there's your two medians, I guess. Your mid bar is the lowest of lows.
BCFP is the highest of highs.
Yeah.
I know people who have worked at both. It's hilarious.
And I know a lot of the people that work at the 411 now for some reason.
No.
It's almost like we keep going in there all the time.
Well, okay, so we were going to go to the Fifth Street, which is right across the street from the A bar, but we walk in there and, and Bobby Yagi goes, "It smells like poop in here. We're not staying." It smelled like old people and cigarettes in there.
I love her. I've never been to Fifth Street either.
Fifth Street ain't bad. It's just that night it was like full of just like stinky old people.
Yeah, I think the only time I'd be interested in going to Fifth Street is if they had karaoke.
Oh, yeah. I've gone there a bunch for karaoke.
But that's during the week.
It's on Thursdays.
That's during the week.
Unless they've changed the schedule.
I don't know.
So we ended up at the district.
Yes.
And she doesn't have a code name yet. The singer for the local band. They're not Neon Lights.
Dude, there's so many local bands right now.
Yeah, I think it's not the jam band. Coffee something. I can't remember what the name of the band is. But they sang Chaperone, Big Pony Club.
Oh, okay, I know who you're talking
Bobby
about.
Yaga's.
She works there?
No, she was just with us.
She was just there.
Yeah, she's one of Bobby Yaga's friends.
Yeah.
And that's like one of Bobby Yaga's favorite songs because it's about dancing at a strip club.
Woo!
Yeah, and then we went to the office, and there was the coolest. I don't know, we went to the office before the district. Anyway, no, because we walked back, it was weird. No, yeah, we went to the district office, and there was a funk band playing, and they are awesome. They're called Beverly Hills Thrift Store.
Oh.
And they played. They had that a whole bar just roaring. They were so good. And yeah, it was awesome. They had dollar shots, so we all got annihilated again. And then we ended up at the harbor, and I walked home in the rain, and it was cold.
Yeah, I bet that was cold.
But it's been a long time since you had like a really like just killer night like that. Like
Yeah.
everyone stayed for
Yeah, we haven't done like a bar crawl in a long time.
Yeah, because you're busy doing whatever you do.
I'm not the person that sets everything up.
Yeah, but you have free will.
Well, like, what about you guys are the ones that's supposed to do stuff? You know, when we all started hanging out, I was the only one that was like, here's what we're going to do on this day.
Yeah, but then bars started being open till 2.
Yeah.
And we couldn't hang.
No shit. No, I think the problem is we don't go to the loft anymore.
Well, yeah,
that was
because
thing.
the bars close at 2, and at 2 o'clock it just schnick-snocks.
Yeah, but when we would go to the loft, we would stay up until like 4.
Yeah,
so that doesn't make any sense.
Well, because we wouldn't start till 10, and then we get off drinking at 1. That's only like 3 hours.
Yeah, we could just leave the bars at 1. Mm-hmm. We don't have to stay the whole time.
We also have to
Actually, what we should do is say go to the bars from like 9 to 11, and then do something else afterwards. Then we don't spend too much money, and then we don't have to be out super duper late because we get all of our bullshit out early. So there's a thought for you. Look at Mochi Poof.
Yes, she's very cute. She's very fluffy.
So cute right now. Anywho, this is about
the middle.
This is about the middle.
So I am drinking a Kentucky wheat.
Is that black cherry?
Yeah.
Okay, let me try it this time. Yeah.
Because it's very, very good.
Because I wanted to try it the other day, and you drank it all.
It's also 8% ABV.
Don't know about that.
Not a fan? Well,
it's fine. It's just got like a really tannin taste to it.
Well, so it's bourbon barreled, so that's where that comes from. And then it's tart cherry, so there's a little bit of like sourness to it.
It's almost like they put it in there for a little too long.
It's possible.
Just a smidge too long.
Yeah. No, this is a lot. I didn't know it was 8%. I had like 3 of those that night.
Look, I even have cherry bullshit this time too.
Yeah.
So I got cherry vanilla from Glacial Till, as per usual. It's always tasty.
That's a good staple, though.
I know, it's so good.
It's never going to let you down.
You can't go wrong with it.
Yeah.
I thought about putting it with something the other day, and I have now forgotten what I was going to try it with.
Gin?
No, that would probably be bad. I don't remember what I was going to
Ice
put
cream.
it with. That would also probably be disgusting. I don't know.
Also, I didn't realize that, we're both drinking cherry things, and it's cherry blossom season this April.
Yeah, but like cherry and cherry blossom is different.
Well, yeah, but it's all spring fruit.
Is cherry? I thought cherries were a summer fruit.
Well, yeah, because the blossoms are now. The things have to... It's cherry season! Like...
But it's not. That's summertime. Summertime is prime cherry. No, it's floral season, which is why I'll be drinking this next episode.
Yes.
Which is, you'll find out in a while, because I don't know when you listen to things. There, dear listener. We have t-shirts and tank tops and pins and stickers. I think that's all we got.
Yep.
Stickers.
Some magnets.
You can also support the show on patreon.com/randomroulette, which would be super helpful right now. And we are on the Facebook and the Instagrams.
Random plus roulette.
Yay. I can't believe how cute she is right now.
She's just a kitty. Oh no. She woke up.
She's like, I heard you were talking shit.
like nothing on her mood except just her eyelids just...
I heard you've been talking smack.
We only talk smack about you.
She's so cute.
Okay, so I got fashion. And what's more fashionable than shoes?
What's more fashionable than shoes?
Yeah.
I don't know, like a nice coat.
No, I think shoes. It's definitely shoes. And what are the most fashionable shoes?
I don't know.
Chuck Taylor's. Converse All-Stars. Let's go. Well, that's the lie that I'm going to tell you for the next half hour.
Woo! Here we go.
So, the history of Converse. I didn't know it was this old. It was actually founded in 1908 by Marquise Mills Converse. Weird, he named his company after himself.
For basketball.
No.
It is.
Well, eventually, yes. But the Converse company was actually just a rubber manufacturer. That was their jam.
Oh, really? I would have thought just canvas.
No, like their main jam is rubber. And that's why they were able to make like durable shoes because they're made of rubber.
Rubber bombs.
Yeah, so that like you're basically tires on your feet. Now, back then there wasn't a whole lot of like fashion in the shoe world, really.
Yeah, it was basically like boots.
You had work boots, and that was kind of that was your jam. They initially the first shoe wear that they created was like rubber galoshes. So like they'd make their own PPE. Eventually they did try to make this like, what if we made something that was just like for everyone else to wear?
Yeah,
and that's when they came up with like the canvas, because like leather is kind of its own thing to work with.
Yeah,
and it doesn't like to work with other things very well. But canvas, you can like melt rubber into it and it'll stay.
Yeah.
So they'll just melt the rubber.
And it's heavy duty enough to like hold up, but it's easy enough to sew.
Yeah. And it lasts a while.
Yeah.
Like it's durable.
Yeah.
So it was kind of the best of both worlds. And these things, they're made out of like, really, really simple things. Cotton canvas, cotton thread, steel rivets, and a rubber sole. And with certain shapes, they can kind of make it do certain things. So this is 1908. So this is like turn of the century. This is old. They ended up actually being conscripted by the army to make boots.
Oh, yes,
in
of
World
course.
War I. And it wasn't until 1916 when they, after the war, when they started to make basketball shoes. So basketball started collegiately, actually being played in 1891. So they're actually kind of on the ground floor. Like this is only 30 years removed.
Yep.
So it was kind of easy for them to like get in. It's like, oh, we need a flexible athletic shoe, that's not made of leather, something that's breathable because basketball being a court sport, as opposed to like football. Like old football shoes are made of leather.
They probably wanted them high top because of the
ankle support.
Yep. The tendency to roll your damn ankles.
So they kind of got in on that. And then there was look,
she's so cute.
Yes, she was very cute. So a lot of the original like pro leagues were based off of like where you worked.
Yeah.
And this is also kind of the same way with like a lot of pro leagues, baseball teams. It was like Nucor would have a baseball team,
Yes.
or something like
Yes,
that.
yes.
And so a lot of them were like Akron had their team name was the Firestone Non-Skids.
All right.
Detroit had a team, Chicago had a team, Buffalo had a team, and there was one guy that kind of connected all these teams that traveling. Just one guy. Like
So then the Akron team was sponsored by Firestone?
yeah, like it was the Firestone team.
Okay. I feel like that's a weird.
Well, no, it's so before like professional leagues, like think of like intramurals in college.
Yeah, I know, but like the Firestone Tire Company, I feel like would make more sense as a racing team. The Firestone No Skids.
Yes, but
basketball? Excuse me?
well, racing is a little bit more involved, and like not everyone can do it. Whereas like a pickup game of basketball, you can get 5 guys together and just go play the game. You can get 5 work buddies, go to the Y.
Okay, yeah, but that doesn't. What?
No, that's what this was.
So these people were from the Firestone Tire Company. These were guys from.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like
They didn't sponsor the team. No, they were company men.
They were the team. Okay.
Yeah,
'Cause I was like, why are they sponsoring a random? That's so weird. Because like you think about teams and stuff nowadays that are just like made of athletes and they're sponsored by such and such company or whatnot.
Yeah.
So I was like, why would a tire company sponsor this random team of dudes? But they worked there, so that makes more sense.
No, that's what I mean. Like
Yeah.
like a Nucor basketball team made of Nucor
so
employees.
they were just guys that worked there. They were like, hey, let's play basketball. That's still weird that the company would be like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, sure. Here, put our
Here
logo
you
on
go.
everything and show
You
how good
guys
we
can
are.
definitely play the basketballs, I swear. That's wild.
So there's one guy that kind of connects all these weird teams, and his name is Chuck Taylor.
Yep.
And if you know anything about Converse, you refer to
you
them
know
as
the
Chucks.
guy. Yeah, you know the guy.
So apparently this guy was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
But there's no proof that he really was, because all these like connected leagues and all these it was just like a company thing. They really didn't keep records.
No.
But
It was basically just word of mouth. He's great.
This guy's good.
He's good.
Yeah. And so he actually went to Converse and was like, hey, so here's my idea. What if we had a bit more like ankle support? And that's why there's like, well, hey, you're wearing some right now.
Don't take them off. I'm not wearing socks.
They have the...
And these are a bit different than the iterations that he would have worn, because they do occasionally do throwback of
like the original,
the
OGs.
original style, which had a lot more support stitching in it.
Mm-hmm. But one of the more innovative things was the random rivets on the arch.
Yeah.
That was breathable. It was so you can like pass air.
No. You know what the actual purpose was for that?
Well, I did the research, but yeah, sure.
No, because like this isn't a super well known thing, but it was actually so you could make arch support in it.
Oh, so you can like tighten that up.
With your laces. There's a certain way to lace them, so you can lace them through things in a certain way, and it'll actually give you arch support, which is what they wanted out of that. So that was another thing of that, but that's a little less well known that I've found, because
there's always like you can look up all the short form videos of like, what are these for? And then it'll tell you a bunch of lies, but yes.
Yeah. But yeah, it's for breathability and arch support, because these things are made to, A, they form to your feet. Yeah. And but B, they don't have any arch support in them. So if you are a person with a high arch, you need those holes there. So you can put, you can finagle your own arch support without having to get insoles in them.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's another bonus thing.
So with all these corrections, quote, made to these shoes, Converse decided, it's like, hey, these are your shoes. What if we paid you and you just kind of marketed them, like sold them, like wherever you went? He's like, okay, I got my own shoes. So he was basically the first brand ambassador.
Yeah, yep.
Which is kind of neat. But again, the NBA doesn't exist for another 40 years.
Yep.
So he would literally go to like high schools and colleges and like local YMCA's and peddle these shoes.
Yeah.
And like they just exploded because really, there wasn't really competition for him.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't.
Like at the time of all of this, there wasn't really like anything lightweight either.
Well, yeah, 'cause it
because
was all
everything
work
was
boots.
was boots and
The fur.
thick leather things and not a lot of sneakers out there at the time.
Yeah, so we're still in like the late 1920s. Like Nike in its first iteration wouldn't exist until 64.
Yeah. So
And Adidas technically does exist, but that's in Germany, and it really wouldn't like become worldwide until after the war.
yeah. So this is it.
This is it.
This is all your choice of sneaker. And you go to the 1920s. What
Yeah.
do most people think of? The flapper.
Oh yeah.
So
oh
can you-
shit! Flapper chicks wearing chucks. Okay, that's actually awesome.
Can you imagine that happening? So yeah, if you think about the shoe wear, the prize shoe wear at the time, it's heavy leather
Mm-hmm.
boots and fully leather heels that also are probably quite heavy on your feet. These things are crazy because they're
Yeah.
lightweight and
But they still have like a really durable sole,
yeah.
like so you can wear them.
Yeah, so this was a crazy innovation at this time. So yeah, thinking about like the time,
Yeah.
like you can talk about the time and not think about it really very well, but when you
But you
like
put the
really
things
think
together,
about
it's like, what?
1920s, what was going on? So yeah, there you are.
And then in the early 30s, they actually became the official shoe of the Olympic Games. So
Hell yeah.
people from around the world were wearing these things. Like all the track athletes are wearing Chuck Taylors. Like
Is that why people look at like old timey photos sometimes and they're like, that's a person
that's a
traveling.
time traveler.
Yeah, that's
like,
a time traveler. And it's like, they're just probably wearing Chucks, dude.
yeah.
They look like they're modern because they're wearing weird.
Well, and actually, the like the white rubber like that
Yeah.
you can see on them,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
actually it's a really old technique. Like very old motorcycles had white tires because that was part of the curing process. They would turn them white. You actually had to like dye them and
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
like heat treat them to make them black.
Originally, tires were all white.
Yeah.
They were all white. But also these. When you think of Converse today, you think of the classic black and whites. But
Yeah.
most of the time, the soles back then, or the white part back then, was more of a cream color,
Yeah.
and not like white like what we see today.
Because it's harder to keep color. Well, because rubber kind of absorbs its environment around it.
Yep. It was harder to make stuff white back then, so that's why most of the time when you get, even like in fabrics and shit, you get, it's cream colored. You don't often get like white.
Oh, yeah, because I guess like everyone's go-to to get white was lead
Yep.
back then.
Good old lead.
We didn't have chlorine bleach.
Nope.
But it's okay because we eventually would, because now we're at the end of the 30s. What happens at the end of the 30s? World War II.
Yeah.
That's right. So, yeah, well, I guess chlorine gas is more of
Murder
World War
Quest
I.
2.
Yeah, Jesus God. So, again, they're getting conscripted by the United States government. It's like, well, now we need to make more boots for the soldiers again. But also because you're a rubber manufacturer and you make clothing, you're also going to make us like PPE, basically. You're making like gas suits and stuff.
Yep.
So that was kind of cool. That helped them like keep afloat through the war. But just like, okay, remember in our t-shirts episode when like the soldiers were shown like wearing their t-shirts and everyone was like, I want to be like them.
Yeah.
Well, the soldiers are wearing Converse as opposed to like, as their non like combat. Like,
Yeah, okay, so give us a picture of what the soldiers got, like Converse would have looked like, because I'm guessing it's not what we got.
no, they're obviously a lot more utilitarian. They still would have like the iconic like leather or the rubber over the toe. And then of course a leather sole, but rubber. But I think it would match their uniform. Like the sides would be a little more olive green, and they wouldn't have like the shiny rivets, but they'd still be riveted because they'd have to be like tough boots. They would probably go a lot higher too.
So are they like the calf boots of the
No,
2000s?
no, not.
Because that would be hilarious.
No, but like old pictures of them, it's weird because like they're green and brown,
Yeah.
as opposed to black and white.
Yeah,
It's like,
to match the uniforms.
yeah. So when these soldiers would come back, there was like, hey, I actually kind of like these shoes, so they'd wear them. And that's where we get greasers.
Yeah.
white T-shirts and Chucks,
Yeah.
like wearing jeans. And then, again, that was the late 40s and then into the 50s. So they still hung around. But it wasn't until 1957 where they cut the tops off and they made low tops. And that's my jam. And kind of for the first time, they have shoes that are sporty but are designed to be casual.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like for certain sports like tennis. I didn't write them down. There's a tennis player that actually also is like, hey, can we do some stuff? And that was one of the reasons why they made low tops. So it's now a versatile thing.
Yeah.
Hey, you need ankle support? Cool. If you don't, cool.
Yeah. Here you go. Here's your ankle-free movement.
But they're also just everyday wear items.
Yeah.
So it's not something that's like dressy or something that's like utilitarian. It's just and shoe.
Yeah. And like they're good looking too. Like they don't go bad with anything, I don't think, in my personal opinion. But we'll get to that probably later with some of the
we'll get into theory after we get done with history. So now we're at the 60s, and they're actually a really, really successful company. And they kind of got the market cornered on a lot of this stuff. So they start introducing different colors. And they would actually go to colleges and schools and be like, so your school colors are Carolina blue.
Yep.
So then they come out with the line of Carolina blue. And then all the basketball players would wear the same shoes. And it looked like a team. And it was great. But one of the things that really put them on the map was a team called the New York Renaissance, and they were an all-black team, and they were the first professional team that they made custom shoes for.
Ooh.
So that's kind of rad. I don't know what their colors were.
Okay.
Because, again, unfortunately, because of the nature of the league, they really didn't keep a lot of records, which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was the first like professional endorsement of a team for an equipment manufacturer.
Yep.
And one of the things that they asked for, like, and this team rocked, because one of the things they asked for was we need a way to have more grip. And if you look at the bottom around like the ball of your foot, like right by your big toe, there's kind of a circle in the pattern, and it was designed that could wear more. And then as it would wear more, it'd give you more grip. And they used that's where you pivot.
Yeah, that's where you do your pivots for basketball. So it
was
that would be used
designed,
a lot.
And then that team just wrecked shop because they had really good shoes.
Well, yeah, because I think originally they were all 100% felted on the bottom, right?
No, that was later.
That was later. Okay, yeah. Never mind.
And also in the 60s, there was a basketball motherfucking legend, Wilt Chamberlain. Famously wore Chuck Taylors in his 100-point game.
Yep. Yeah. That shit's crazy, by the way, if you think about how basketball was down back then.
Like, it's awesome if you have, like, a 30-point game.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
but, yeah, he also helped kind of develop more of, like, the sole, like, texture. And I don't think you have it. Oh, yeah.
Do I got some felt left on mine?
A little bit.
What are you talking about?
Along the arch. How there's the toe box, it has a different grip, and the heel has a different grip.
Yep.
Along the bottom, like in between, it's thicker there now.
Yep.
For more support and more stability. And yeah, apparently he just kicked all ass. 1962, Wilt Chamberlain scores 100 points wearing a pair of custom Chuck Taylors.
Hell yeah.
So at this point, they owned 80% of the market share for for athletic shoes. Unfortunately, that makes them and they actually kept like buying things. So I thought that this was just like a meme, just something created for the movie Sandlot.
Yeah.
Remember the final scene where he gets the special shoes? PF Flyers,
Yeah,
the only shoe designed to make a kid jump faster and run higher.
Yeah.
The other way around. Those were real. There actually was a company called PF Flyers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You can actually get them now.
Yeah, no, I remember PF Flyers.
And they were made by the BF Goodrich company.
Yep.
Another tire manufacturer, another rubber company.
More tires.
Yes. But in 1972, they were deemed a monopoly due to antitrust laws because they had so much power over the thing. And it kind of ruined them a little bit. So this made room for Adidas, Reebok, Nike,
Yeah,
and
I was going to say, this is around the time that those big ones came up, too.
Yeah.
And Nike was a big deal when that started.
So I don't know exactly what all they had to sell, whether it was manufacturing locations or if they had to sell off like products or something like that. But they ended up getting divested. And they kind of lost popularity. And they stopped being the official shoe of the NBA.
Yeah, because then it was Adidas and Nike after that.
I believe. I
don't think Puma came into the big games until a little bit later.
Yeah, well, like with Puma and Adidas being like diametrically opposed, it's like you're going to do NBA. Fuck you! I don't want to do NBA.
Yeah.
And so this actually kind of like tanked the brand too.
Oh, that's right, because Puma went into racing stuff, too. They went into racing, and that's why you see... Actually, right now...
Luis.
This is off topic, but right now, Puma... Is it Puma? Yeah, Puma's making... you can buy the race shoes now.
Oh, that's kind of rad.
Yeah, I kind of want to get a pair, but then I'm like, is that a weird thing to do? That's kind of a weird thing to do. So I haven't yet, but... You can buy them now.
Did you notice that with Hamilton leaving Mercedes, Puma now sponsors Ferrari?
Yeah.
And Adidas
Yep.
now sponsors Mercedes, which I find delicious.
Anywho.
So now we're into like the 80s, and like Converse kind of like lost all of its clout, really. And it actually became like...
Well, yeah, now there's more options on the market, so people don't only have to buy Converse.
But it becomes a poor man's shoe. It becomes like the poor kids. This is what they get.
Yeah.
Because, well...
I'm guessing they had to lower quality a little bit to make up for...
Well, I think it was more that they lowered volume. Not that they lowered quality. Because, I mean, the thing is like, if I can get my kid like a pair of shoes that's going to last them all year.
Yeah.
That's great. I don't have to spend, the equivalent of $50. Like, if I can spend the equivalent of $35, like, not even like 20 years ago, like Chucks were cheap. Like, they're cheap shoes.
No, they've been like the same price.
No.
For the last like 15 years.
This is going to date me. The first pair of Chucks that I bought in like 2006 were $35.
Oh, no, mine were always $50.
Yeah.
And I started buying Converse. I made my parents buy. No, anytime I got them, they were $50, or it was 50 for the low tops, 55 for high tops. So, I don't know. I don't think they changed that much in between there, but we'll get to that later. Keep going.
They kind of became poor man shoes, and so they were adopted by like musicians, artists, and punks.
Oh yeah.
So that's why Converse.
Where are we at now?
Punk rock. But some of the people that actually really saved the brand would be Eddie Vedder.
Yep.
Pearl Jam.
Yep.
Kurt Cobain.
Yep.
And Run DMC.
Yep. So now we're getting into the grunge and emo era of things, which is where we come in.
Yes. I can't remember the guy's name. He's the other side of Run DMC, not Run. Is it J Master J?
I couldn't tell you.
Well,
I don't know.
He was one of the first sneakerheads, and because he actually collected these things, like it kind of gained like this weird underground popularity. I mean, also like back in the late '80s, early '90s, like rap was like you don't touch rap, you can't listen to rap. Rap is, well, not to be racist, but rap is for black people. And so it was, had its own like underground thing. Grunge by nature is an underground movement.
Yeah.
And so then it kind of became, again, like coupled that with like the poor kids, like angsty teenagers. It's like, I want to be like.
Yeah. Well, and then you get all of your favorite bands.
Yeah.
Every one of those motherfuckers are wearing a pair of Converse. Black high tops, black low tops. That's all everybody was wearing in the music scene. So
the whole company kind of like floundered throughout the 90s, but it wasn't until they're rescued by their arch nemesis, Nike, in 2003. And that actually kind of like saved the brand. This is where the brand is now. But with Nike's all the money they could throw at it, then they started to do collaborations with artists. Like Comme des Garçons.
Yeah,
The-
Japanese designer.
Yeah. Like that's like a really famous one. You know, it's the white shoe with the red heart
Yeah,
in
with
the
the red
eyes.
heart in the eyes.
And then in October of 2012, they released on their website Converse by You, and that's when you can actually just go into the website and you can pick, you know, the colors of all the different panels, and
You could do that before.
that's when it was launched.
No, that's what it was launched through Nike, but you could do that
Oh,
before previously
okay.
on just the Converse site.
Well, and there's always like weird like special editions they did, like the green ones you had,
Yeah.
and those are very specific because they have the green sole
Green
stripe,
stripe,
which
and
you
you
can't
get that.
get.
Nope.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'll tell you a little bit more things that I know.
Oh yeah, so
about
that
the
kind
model.
of that really wraps up the history because that's where we are now.
Yep.
So now we can actually start talking shoe theory.
Yes. Okay, so obviously I got into them because that's what all your favorite bands be wearing all the time. And yeah, they were $50 already though when I was getting them. And I was also a bit of a collector in high school and stuff, so I had different colors of pairs and different setups. I had a pair of the double wall
Oh yeah,
where they were black on the outside and light blue on the
like with the two outers, so it had like
Yeah.
like two sets of eyelets, so you could have
Yep.
two sets of yeah.
Yep. So they're black and light blue. That was the only pair of lows I've ever owned, I think. No, that's not true.
That's pretty rad.
Scratch that. I've had a great pair too. But I've had many over the years. But I will tell you that Nike buying them was at first seen by most of the population as this is stupid
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah. Why we're mainstreaming this cool thing? Yeah.
Yeah. But I will tell you it has done a lot for them because
Their quality is much higher.
the soles are better,
Yeah.
which is a big difference. So the problem that I was always having growing up is I would run through mine so quickly because I would wear them all the time. I would wear the soles out. I would wear holes in them. But now with this pair, I've had this pair for a good 3 or 4 years now, and they're fine.
Yeah.
Not a single hole in them. The soles are still comfy. The soles are a big deal, and that's kind of why I stopped wearing them for a while, because the soles were bad. They were hurting my feet a lot. So I switched to Vans. Another
Another
one of
the other punk band
Yep.
brand.
because they had the cushy soles. They came out with cushy soles for Vans.
Were Vans originally skater shoes?
Yes, Vans were originally skater
Okay, that's
shoes.
why they had all like the padding in them. Yeah.
Yep. And if you think about the 2000s punk bands, like the
Yeah.
2010s, so like Blink and
Blink is a '90s band.
yeah, but like what?
Yeah.
The popular stuffs.
Yes.
The mainstream stuffs.
I think Blink might be an '80s band.
What's
They
the
like
other one?
Offspring.
Sum 41.
Yeah.
They all wore Vans. Actually, Pierce the Veil wore Vans a lot too, but that is neither here nor there. But they also came out shortly after Nike acquired them. They came out with Chuck Taylor 2s. So those had the green, cushy Nike soles in them,
Oh,
but those
yeah.
didn't go over as well for some reason. Probably because everybody was still on the
just-
mindset
yeah.
of Nike is bad.
Yeah.
So I think those would have been done better if they would have released them like now. I think they would do better, but
Maybe.
I don't know if you can still get them that way or not because I haven't looked forever.
Yes, the pair that I built last year, 2 years ago, they actually have the comfort sole in them.
Yeah. Okay, so you can still get them.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
rad.
But yeah, that was like the only shoe you wanted growing up if you were a punk or emo kid.
Yeah. But there's the idea of like punk and emo is like self-expression,
Yeah.
and because these things are made of canvas, they would take to anything. Like if you
Yeah.
had a white pair, you could paint, you can do
Oh, yeah.
markers,
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
do anything to
Yeah.
them.
Well, and the other thing about them is they look nice with almost anything.
Yeah.
Like you could wear these with a suit and you would still look snazzy as fuck.
I mean, you'd still like look a little punkish.
Yeah,
But, I mean,
yeah.
that's the flair.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been to weddings where it's like, oh yeah, so all the groomsmen were just getting them brand new Chucks and wear them that day.
Yeah. Like they look good. And they're just easy to wear,
Yeah.
I think. They're not complicated. They're simple. They just look good. They look good. And they come in a million colors, too.
Yeah.
I've had dark blue. I have that green pair still. I don't wear them anymore because they're the old style, so I have worn holes in them.
Oh, yeah.
So I try not to wear them too much. I've had a gray pair. I've had a light green pair. I had a pink pair. Not for very long, though, because I hated them. They were like a weird pink, and I did not enjoy them. But, like, yeah, the classic colors is like black, whites, pink, red, and blue, I think.
Yeah. Red, white, blue, black.
Which is still like a holdover from when they were going around to colleges and like, hey, what's your school colors?
I remember this is how fucking edgy I was in school. When I bought my first pair, I wanted to get a pair of high tops because, again, back to the Sandlot. That's all those kids in the movie set in the 50s all wore Chucks. And then, Benny had the high tops, and that's what made him, Benny. That's why he was the best. I remember trying on a pair of, they were black, but they had flames on the side. So fuck yeah.
God. Of course you would.
But, to this day, I'm so lazy where, like, I only tie my shoes, like, once until you break them in.
Yeah, but I never tie mine.
Well, yeah, but I would have to, like, I have a thing about, like, my feet. I like certain things like to be tight. And so, like, I would lace them up, and it just felt like I was wearing socks.
Well, no, you do what I do.
This was me, like, 30 years ago.
All right, fair enough. So what you do if you want to wear your high tops and you don't want to tie them anytime, basically, if you're like me and you don't give a shit about how tight they are, you knot the ends of your laces. But if you want them a little bit tight, but still so you can get them on and off, you just kind of pull them snug and then you knot it.
Oh, you have it
not
like a
loop
slip
it. You not loop it so it's tight enough. I don't like the low tops that much. If I'm wearing low tops, I gotta have socks on, like tall socks on. Tall socks. I should specify that. I don't like no-show socks. No-show socks can go burn for all I care.
Give it 10 years, they'll come back around.
No, I don't like wearing them. I don't like how they feel on my feet.
Oh.
So I can't wear them. Most of the time, because I think the low no-show socks aren't made as well. Plus they have the little... Oh, I just hate them. So I usually do crew socks. So, yeah, low tops I have to wear socks with. High tops I don't. That's why I wear high tops most of the time.
Because you don't have to wear socks. That's cool, I guess. So, yeah, I think the last thing I really wanted to talk about was that, not only customizable, but, like, everyone kind of has their own way of doing it. Like, I firmly believe that Chuck Taylors, from the day you buy them, you never, ever clean them because patina is part of the thing.
Ooh, I clean mine.
Yeah. Again, but that's what I do. Like, I famously I owned the same pair for 6 years and, like, wore them every day.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, by the time I had to get rid of them, I had ripped a bunch of holes in the soles. Like, I literally walked them till they were just bald. My claim to fame is I owned those shoes for longer than I was married for. But no, and, like, again, daily driven.
Yeah.
Like, they're good.
Yeah, like, I wear mine all the time.
No, once they're, like, okay, there's the things, like, where when you first get them, they feel kind of weird. They feel kind of, like, flat. It's like you kind of have to wear them, like, every day. And then when you break them in, they fit better than socks.
Oh, God, mine break in like a day.
Oh, yeah.
It don't take very long for my feety feet. But, yeah, and since they changed the soles, I'll probably just keep buying them over and over again.
Yeah. Well, I'll probably be buried in a pair of Chucks. They're my gym.
Yeah. Think about getting to what is your opinion on the white pairs? Because they are a little different.
They are. Like, I know when
the aesthetic is definitely different.
It is. So the Chucks I have now are technically custom, but you wouldn't really know unless you know. Like, I have the back stripe I have initialed, and then the inside panels are black instead of white. Other than that, they're pretty much straight black Chucks.
What happened to your cactus ones?
I still have those.
Oh, okay.
Those are my game day shoes because they're black and red, and then has cactus on them. So that's it. And the sole rubber is cream because scarlet Scarlet and the cream for the Huskers.
Yes.
But when I was building the black ones that I have now, I was going to get a pair of inverted ones.
Oh, yeah, because
Where
that's the ones I
white
sent you,
with
right?
the black soles. Well, I ended up building them on Converse.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you're right. There is a certain type of, like...
Okay, so...
If I listen to the Black Parade on repeat all the time, then yes, I can wear those shoes.
That's me. He's calling me out.
Yeah.
No, okay, I don't listen to just the Black Parade, though. Like, I
No,
listen
but
to everything.
they're very, very of
Yes.
that era.
Yeah. I think the next pair I'm going to get is going to be the inverts. But that's also kind of my color scheme, is the weird black and white combination. But I'm talking about, like, the base white ones.
See,
I feel like those are for white girls.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you get that vibe, but that's the vibe I get from them. Is like I've had a pair, so don't roast me too bad. But I think I've had two pairs.
You have a pair of high tops that like they zip in the back and they're leather.
No, those Vans.
Oh,
and I don't have those anymore because I beat those to shit too.
No.
Now what did I get instead of those? Oh no. But I don't know. I'll probably get I'll get a white and black pair for sure.
Also, you don't do lace art with yours at all.
No, I just lace them normally,
Yeah, just
like
the
a sane,
normal,
a sane human
crisscross
being.
stitch. No, that was always my jams. Every pair of Chucks always had some weird lace art going on. Like the previous pair that I had for 5.5 years, I actually ran like an X pattern through the insole.
I feel like that's
holes.
a rhythm with the tism thing.
No, it's a punk thing.
Okay, listen. The only people that I've ever seen with fucking shoelaces like that.
Dude, there are whole websites and whole YouTube channels dedicated to lace art.
Who do you think makes those?
Cool kids.
We're talking about the same demographic.
Yeah, but you call them different. So yeah.
Oh god.
Not only Converse as a company, but Chuck Taylor and fucking Wilt Chamberlain is a goddamn legend.
Yeah, get yourself.
So there goes.
What the fuck was that? Get yourself some Chucks. You won't regret it.
Yeah.
They look great. They look great on everybody. Just don't do the weird shoelace things.
And if you need fashion advice, come call me.
Maybe don't. Maybe don't do that. Save yourself. Anywho, is that it?
Yeah.
You feel good about that?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Chuck's my jam.
Yeah.
Stick with Chuck's.
Definitely my jam as well. Do you have your joke?
Son of a bitch. I always forget
Why
this
do you
part.
forget? Oh, I do have a top tip, though, for you.
Okay.
Woohoo. Which one should I do? Because I have both of them.
I couldn't bicycle stand up because I was too tired.
Lame. Oh, yes. If you would like to evade police surveillance during a protest, what you can do is wear a
Wear
Pikachu.
a fucking Pikachu costume. We'll talk about that one later.
What do you mean talk about that one later? That's my top tip.
Oh.
Wear some cosplay
Okay, so no, there's like
to your protest.
there's the famous photo of like the wide shot where it's like everyone running and like one guy in the middle of the Pikachu costume.
Pikachu.
There's also like video of him like running. And it's
running.
It's
It's so funny.
it's,
So there is my top tip of the day.
Yes.
If you are going to attend a protest, doing your rate, attend a protest, and you don't want your face out there, wear cosplay. No one will know it's you.
it's a good move.
Problem solved. Anyway, do you have an actual joke now?
No, I'll get you one next time.
No, you won't. Cause next time's my episode.
No,
I
can't remember the whole thing.
Look at the little brain.
It's more of a story.
Look at those little brain cells rubbing together. Like
He's thinking. He's trying. He's doing his best. Come on.
No.
Go brain cells.
I have a
You can
couple,
do
but they're not like jokes, they're more just anecdotal.
Oh, that's fine. Do that.
So, have you ever, like, after like a rainstorm, you see like kind of like later in the afternoon, you'll see like a giant ring of mushrooms? You ever seen those? Those pop up in my lawn every once in a while.
I don't think they just have to rain though.
Well, usually,
I think they're just there.
Well, it's
They're
usually
probably just there.
because like the fruiting bodies.
They
have to,
don't
like,
grow that
bloom.
fast, man.
They do. Yeah, No, fruiting bodies of like fungi. Yeah, no, very quick. Hi, Mochi.
So cute.
Those are definitely safe to walk in the middle of. This message brought to you by the Fae. From our spaceport to your home port. Thanks for listening.